Good morning and welcome to Cincy Lifestyle on this Monday morning. As we start a new week, we're ready to dive in and have a lot of fun this week and hope you are too. Thank you for joining us. Mona, good morning.
Good morning, Clyde. It's a beautiful day.
Yes, it is.
For the most part, and so we are excited to start our week with you.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we are. Just want to take a moment to note the passing of actor Wilford Brimley over the weekend. He's a character actor that a lot of us have seen in action and remember him for a few very special roles. He started off as a stuntman and just became a natural when he transitioned into acting, Mona. And oh, by the way, that was one of his movies, The Natural.
That's right, Clyde. You know what? My favorite movie, though, of his, it's one, and I think it might be yours too. It's one that was lesser known, called Absence of Malice. And it is on the top 25 of my all-time favorite movies. Because
go ahead.
Yes, it discusses what's true and what's accurate in journalism.
Right, exactly. And he played a federal prosecutor, did a great job in that. He was very down home. Guy never took an acting lesson. He was just, like we said, a natural. He was in Cocoon. Everybody remembers him from that. He was also the pitch man for Quaker Oats. So, Wilford Brimley, 85 years old when he passed.
Yes, and I'm still eating my Quaker Oats today.
He'd be proud of you.
That's right. That's right. You know, I eat my oats so I can keep in shape. You know what else helps keep in shape? Dancing. That's right. You know what? There was a poll and a survey about the top songs to dance to during coronavirus. And the study, it was 2,000 Americans looked at these important role music played in the light of current events and found 38% of people have thrown a dance party with friends via video chat. And when asked what songs the respondents had put on their social distancing playlist, Whitney Houston, Clyde, Dance, I Want to Dance with Somebody came out on top. You know, and Billie Jean was on there as well with Michael Jackson. Staying Alive by the Bee Gees. And also, it also made it to the top 3 other songs, which are my favorite. We're getting to my favorites now. September by Earth, Wind and Fire. Uptown Funk by Bruno Mars. These are songs that when I hear them, I have to dance. I have to dance, no matter what I'm doing.
Well, so we have some music queued up so that we can watch you get up and dance when we play one of these this morning. How's that? Surprise, surprise, right?
That would be a surprise, yeah, but I would dance. I love it. Do you have a favorite dance song?
It would be a very slow one, I can tell you that, because I don't exercise when I dance.
No.
When I dance, people move their toes out of the way. Well, you know, later on this morning, Mona, we're going to take folks along on a tour of Newport's colorful history. We'll also introduce our viewers to the Paw Paw tree. Heard a lot about it, but it has some delicious fruit. We'll find out more about that, and we'll offer advice on how to eat healthy and delicious food. So we kind of got a theme going there. But before we get to all of that this morning, ending the cycle of homelessness and becoming self-sufficient can be a long and difficult path for a lot of people in our community. But for those who are well on their way, there is help, and one of the resources available comes in the way of a furniture bank. Now, that's kind of a new-sounding idea to me, but to tell us more about it, let's welcome Dana Saxton. She is the executive director of the New Life Furniture Bank. Dana, thanks so much for talking to us this morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Okay, so like I said, that's kind of a new concept to me. What exactly is a furniture bank, and how did you get it started?
Yeah, so Clyde, a furniture bank is much like a food bank, only instead of collecting food, we're collecting donations of furniture and household items. So we provide whole house furniture to individuals and families, many of whom are overcoming homelessness, moving out of a sheltering situation and back into permanent stable housing. So often during that time of homelessness, they have lost everything they own. So, imagine trying to get back on your feet again and getting beds for your children or pots and pans or
Sure.
dishes. So we come in and provide everything they need so that they don't have to worry about that, and they can focus on the kids and their jobs and really get back started again. New Life Furniture Bank has been serving the greater Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky community for over 10 years and really started with a partnership of one of our local shelters.
Okay, so you're now in the midst of this really special time in which we find ourselves, still collecting and distributing furniture to help families, but obviously there's got to be a safety concern about all of this. How are you addressing that?
Well, certainly, like so many of us, we are having certain additional safety measures to keep our staff and our community safe. We are still collecting donations and do so through no contact services. So we ask that if you have items that you would like for us to pick up, that they be placed in a garage or on a covered front porch or outside your home, and we will come and collect those and get them to a family in need.
Okay, so kind of take us, if you will, through the process. Let's say I want to donate a kitchen table, for instance. What would I need to do?
Sure, Clyde, simply give us a call, 513-313-0530. We are picking up furniture donations 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday in the afternoons. We have several box trucks on the road collecting those donations. And so if needed, we can schedule a time to stop by your home and pick that up from your garage. We're also here for you to drop off your donations at our warehouse in Blue Ash, and that can be done during the week, Monday through Friday as well.
And just a few seconds left, but for people
Sure.
who are on the other end of that cycle, who need the assistance, what should they do? What's the process for them?
Yeah, so folks in need of furniture can get a referral from their case manager, their care coordinator, whoever's providing supportive services. Have them give us a call in order to make those arrangements for us to get you furniture.
Okay, and one more time, what's the best way to contact you?
Area code 513-313-0530, or you can get on our website at www.nlfurniture.org.
All right, Dana, thanks so much. It's a good thing you guys are doing, and we appreciate you sharing it with us this morning.
Thank you for having us.
Okay, Mona?
Well, it's time to explore the streets where the mob made millions and gamblers lost their lives. Join us as we give you a small glimpse into American Legacy's Newport Gangster Tour and learn how Newport, Kentucky became the original Sin City. Allie has the story.
Everyone, I'm Craig with American Legacy Tours. Welcome to Newport, Kentucky. Newport was Vegas before Vegas. This was the gambling capital of America up until the early 1960s. At one point, you had over 30 illegal casinos operating right here in Newport. And all those casinos go back to the very founding of Newport when they're competing against Covington, Kentucky, across the Licking River, and Cincinnati across the Ohio. How do you get people to come to this small little town? Well, they opened the region's very first horse track. And that brought in a lot of immigrants. You start getting the Irish, Italians, my people, the Germans. And Germans bring with them their love of beer here to Newport, and the Wiedemann's Brewery opened up right around the corner. At one point, you had 10% of the entire population of Newport, Kentucky, employed by the Wiedemann Brewery. So beer's flowing, liquor's flowing, everything's going great in this town until that dark time in American history, Prohibition. And next we're going around the corner to Monmouth Street, where a lot of adult entertainment were to take place back here in the good old days of Newport, Kentucky. So here we are in Betty's Antiques. That's the name of the business today. We stop in here sometimes on tours, get a little break from the heat coming into the air conditioning. But this used to be an old casino itself. This was the Mustang Club. And the Mustang Club played both kinds of music, country and Western. The girls wore cowboy boots, cowboy hats, and a big old smile. This was a pretty seedy establishment. It was known as a sawdust joint. Sawdust joints had sawdust floors to absorb spilt alcohol and spilt blood. So pretty nasty establishments. And this is the original horse that sat out on top of the Mustang Club. It would have been right on the pedestal here, right by the original front door. So I mentioned Wiedemann's. It's what brought a lot of people here to Newport. 10% of the population was employed by them at one point. Wiedemann's would have been everything across the street. About 6 blocks going all the way to the Licking River. Massive, massive complex. They shut down in 1983. Unfortunately, the building was torn down in the 1990s. But recently you have a new brewery that opened up just across the street here. This is Wooden Cask Brewery, and they are inside the old 633 Flamingo Club. So this would have been the inspiration of that Flamingo out in Las Vegas. This is the original Flamingo right here in Newport. This was run by Lucky Luciano and Meyer Lansky in cooperation with the Cleveland Syndicate. So this also shows you how Newport, Kentucky was the Geneva, Switzerland of the mob world. You appeal from New York, Cleveland, Chicago, Detroit, local Newport folks, and everyone's getting along because everyone's making a bunch of money. This was an open city, you could do whatever you wanted, but if you had an open warfare like Chicago and things like the St. Valentine's Day Massacre, that would have gone away. So there of course were murders, but people tended to keep them quiet, and they had a common decency of cleaning up after themselves and throwing the bodies in the Ohio River. There's a lot of cement shoes down there, as we like to say. With the exception of Red Masterson's double homicide, everything else was pretty much quiet around here. And it's the only place I know of in all of America that you can have a beer brewed in an old historic casino.
Wow, that is fascinating. And if you want to take a tour and learn more about our community's history, you can sign up at AmericanLegacyTours.com or check them out on Facebook. Clyde?
All right, Mona. Now, coming up here on Cincy Lifestyle, how much do you know about the Paw Paw tree? We'll talk to someone from great parts of Hamilton County to learn how to spot this tree and learn more about the Paw Paw fruit. Plus, a local nutritionist is using hilarious shirts to shed light on a serious issue. We'll talk more about these punny shirts, how you can get them, and how they're helping take a bite out of hunger in our community. All that and a whole lot more in just a few minutes. If you've ever gone hiking in the greater Cincinnati area, then you know this is home to a great number of plants and trees, one of which is called the Paw Paw tree, and it grows some incredible fruit. So today we want to tell you more about this tree so that you can spot it for yourself next time you are hiking around. And here to help us do that is Tom Hughes for Great Parks of Hamilton County. Tom, thanks so much for joining us.
I'll be talking to you guys today.
All right, Tom. So here we are talking about the Paw Paw tree. What is a Paw Paw tree, and do they really actually grow in this area?
Yeah, so a Paw Paw tree is a small tropical-like tree that grows in patches. You find them right here in Cincinnati. You can find them on the eastern United States. You go far about as west as around like Texas and Oklahoma, and that's where their range ends. So we're really lucky that we have this tree that pretty much grows nowhere else in the entire world. And we're pretty much the only place that can actually eat these fruits that they create because of some special qualities that they have.
Okay, I want to talk about that part in just a minute, but how do you know a tree is a Paw Paw tree? What do they look like?
So if you see a tree that looks like something that is from the Amazon rainforest, then it could be the Paw Paw tree. I actually have a leaf with me, a twig from one today. So here's a twig from a Paw Paw. They have great big long oblong-like leaves, and you probably wouldn't be able to. You'd have to get the book out, plant ID book, and like look to see the alternate leaf stems they have. One way that you can tell, now I wouldn't recommend doing this with all the trees that you find, but if you get a leaf and you crush it up and you smell it, it smells a lot like green pepper. So that's one way that you can tell if it's like a Paw Paw versus a hickory.
Okay. You and I had an interesting conversation about this because I've heard the fruit is just phenomenal and really sweet, and you say, maybe. So how do you eat it and what does it taste like?
Well, that's the cool thing about pawpaws is that they're not a cultivated plant. We can't farm pawpaws just because of the low shelf life and such. So usually when you go out collecting pawpaws, you may find a pawpaw and you open it up and you taste it and it's really good. It might taste a little bit like a mango and a banana kind of mixed together. Or you might go to another pawpaw patch and it'll be perfectly ripe. You open it up and eat it and it kind of tastes a little bitter and you're kind of like, oh my goodness.
It's a roll of the dice, huh?
Yeah, and there are a few ways that you can eat a pawpaw. I actually have an unripe version right here. They only become ripe around September, so I'm not going to eat this one right now. The polite way to do it is to get a knife and cut it halfway down, and then open it up and scoop out the flesh. What I like to do is just kind of pull it in half and then squeeze out all the good stuff and suck it all up, and then you kind of spit out the seeds. Just remember to not eat the seeds because they give you a bad belly if you eat the seeds.
Okay. Okay, so the other thing here is that you can buy them, and where can you do that? Where do people go to buy pawpaws?
So you can't really go to a grocery store to get some pawpaws, and the reason why is because they're only ripe around September and October, and they have a really low shelf life and they bruise really easily. So if you wanted to buy pawpaws instead of going out looking for them yourself, a good thing to do would be to look at farmers markets, local farmers markets. You can also buy them online. There's also places like the Paw Paw Festival over in Eastern Ohio that will sell them to you, but they're kind of like a hidden treasure. They're kind of hard to come by at stores.
Got it. Just a few seconds left, Tom. Tell us where people can get more information on this and other interesting topics that the Great Parks sponsor.
So if you go to greatparks.org, you can look at our blogs and learn all different kinds of info, including pawpaws and all different kinds of local native fruits. You can also check the Great Parks YouTube channel, and if you want to contact us directly, you can message us on Facebook or call our local number to get a hold of our employees.
Okay. Tom, this has been enlightening. Thanks so much for talking to us.
Oh, thank you very much. It's been fun.
Indeed.
Food insecurity is an issue that affects thousands in our community, but a local nutritionist is trying to take a bite out of this issue with food puns. So let us introduce her. See what I did there?
I saw what you did there. Nice.
Lisa, this is
Thank
Lisa
you.
Andrews, the owner of Soundbites Nutrition. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thanks, Allie.
Yeah, so normally we're asking you questions about nutrition,
Right.
but today we are not doing that. We're talking a little bit about food insecurity.
Yes.
So let's dive into it.
Sure.
What are we looking at, and how did you
Yeah.
get started?
So food insecurity is just defines people that don't have access to nutritious food on a regular basis.
Yeah.
And I started the shirts probably a little over a year ago, and I really meant to do it as sort of a tongue-in-cheek kind of take your food a little less seriously. Let's lighten up about this whole no carb thing and everything else.
Yeah.
And then I realized I really wanted a better mission and a way to give back with them.
Yeah, and this is the worst. I like that one. So when someone purchases one of these t-shirts, where does that money go?
So 10% of the proceeds go to a cooking program in Over the Rhine called Cooking for the Family, which is supported by St. Francis Seraph Ministries. It was started by a local chef named Jamie Stoneham. And what the program does is it's a 5-week program. It costs $10 per adult. So my goal is to sponsor at least 5 to 10 people a month if possible. But the 5-week program gives them 8 different cooking skills.
Oh, wow.
And at the end, they get a knife, a cutting board, a cookbook, a knife sharpener, a lovely cast iron skillet. So they have skills to be able to feed their family.
Yeah, and you know, food insecurity, I think food sometimes is something that we might take for granted.
We
But
absolutely
let's
do.
talk about the importance of what you're doing and how this actually is affecting families.
Sure. Yeah, so my goal is to brand all of these so that people recognize them, that the proceeds do go back to food insecurities and Over the Rhine, because Over the Rhine it's not really a food desert, but it is a food desert. So we still have people living in poverty there. Obviously, Even though we have Findlay Market and all these lovely restaurants around it, we have lots of food, but we still have so much poverty and so much food insecurity.
How prevalent would you say food insecurity is in Cincinnati? Or is it, just in over the Rhine? Or
No, it affects every neighborhood in Cincinnati. There was a report last year or the year before. Even your more affluent neighborhoods like Indian Hill, Madeira, they suffer food insecurity as well. So it affects at least 3 in 10 people, primarily children. And the issue is, you can't focus at school, you can't focus at work, and so it really impacts your life throughout your life, not just as a child.
Yeah, and we only have a little bit of time left, but if anyone wants to get involved or purchase a T-shirt or any of the cards, where can they find these?
Yeah, they can go to my website, soundbitesnutrition.com.
Well, Lisa, it's so Gouda to have you here.
Oh, I love it. Thank you.
Well, we'll be back with more Cincy Lifestyle on the other side of the break. Plus, be sure to check us out on YouTube. We've got full episodes there, so you can watch your favorites again and again. Full shows as well. Watch it all, and we'll be right back.
Just a quick look outside right now. Partly cloudy skies. Maybe some more clouds as the day wears on. Temperatures in the low 80s, Mona.
All right, Clyde, you can still get out there. It's going to be fun. So thank you so much for watching. That's Cincy Lifestyle for today, August 3rd. It is Monday. And remember, reach out to us. We love hearing from you. And it's always a blessing when you join us. So thank you so much and make it a great day. Thanks for watching our video, and if you liked what you saw, hit the subscribe button. You can also check out full episodes of the show you've never seen before, or watch your favorites again and again. And as always, we love to say it, make it a great day.